Dogs have long held the title of man's best friend. They're always by our side, welcoming us home, wagging their tails, all while offering unconditional love and loyalty along the way.
When I'm having a bad day, he seems to just know. I don't have many, thank God, but he gets extra snuggly and just sort of sticks to me a little more closely, and he leans into me, and it's just so sweet. He can tell if I'm stressed, and he's really happy when I'm really happy. So it may not be a scent, it's just picking up on his best friend, and he means the world to me.
That's Maria Gudovich talking about her dog, Gus. Gudovich is the author of the book Dr. Dogs, How Our Best Friends Are Becoming Our Best Medicine. Dogs have always been a big part of Gudovich's life. She grew up listening to stories of how her father, drafted into World War II at just 18 years old, relied on his canine counterparts to keep his spirits up.
He was a young soldier who was very homesick, and there were dogs who were working with his unit. And he would tell me by day they would do all these heroic things, the dogs would, and by night they seemed to know who was having problems. Like my dad was homesick, and they'd go snuggle up with him. They'd give him a lot of attention or try to play with him and jolly him out of it. So I grew up with the mythology of these dogs and what they do in war, and I became a journalist, but I did start writing more and more about dogs as well.
Many of us know that in today's world, dogs are often more than just a household pet. Service dogs provide life-saving care for people with disabilities, while those trained for police work or the military use their powerful sense of smell to help detect explosives and other dangers.
In 2011, when the Osama bin Laden raid happened, and it was discovered that there was a military dog in there with Navy SEAL Team 6, the world went kind of crazy saying, what, dogs in the military?
From military operations to FBI raids, dogs are often the unrecognized heroes out of the spotlight. But these dogs are master detectives when it comes to sniffing and detecting the faintest scent in the air. Their noses have up to 300 million olfactory receptors, while humans have only about 6 million. For dogs, smells are so distinct, and each paints a different picture. Gudovich's dog Gus is not a professionally trained medical dog, but still amazes her by his sense of smell some days and how he uses different scents to communicate with other dogs.
Dogs, their olfactory world is really rich and vivid. It's kind of like our visual world. One really great researcher at the University of Pennsylvania likes to say that dogs can smell in color. And that just sort of, when she said that, that really put it in perspective to me, because they just do so much more with their noses. And when my dog now stops and sniffs forever at a spot on a walk, I kind of cut him some slack. I think, oh, he's really onto something. He can probably tell a lot about what's going on in the life of the dog that was just here or whatever is in that spot. So it's like they call it P-mail instead of email. Like dogs leave whatever sense. So he's sniffing out the age, the gender, and the health status maybe of a dog who had been there before. And he maybe even knows that dog. So we're just starting to harness dogs' natural ability and natural love of smelling things to do these other things that are life-saving and they seem to love to do.
While sniffing each other's rear ends has been the butt of many jokes, dogs' incredible skills are nothing to laugh about. Researchers have taken this innate love for different odors and smells and trained dogs to sniff out narcotics, chemical weapons, and now even disease.
These are cutting-edge dogs. They're helping people with diabetic lows. They can tell them before their devices tell them. So they're being used both in homes as people's best friends and lifesavers, and also on the front lines in research centers. Now, I want to just get everyone's thought out of the way. These are not beagles locked in cages. These are generally pet dogs whose people volunteer them, and if they're good enough, they'll be trained to detect things like cancer, Parkinson's disease, malaria, or even superbugs. As I said, around the world, they're thinking of all kinds of things that dogs might be able to sniff out.
So how exactly are these dogs trained to detect some of these illnesses? Gudovich traveled to research centers and universities across the world to see firsthand.
I went to Japan and saw this, the Netherlands, England, in the United States it's happening. And it's just amazing to me that they can smell these things. Their senses of smell are so astonishingly sensitive, so much more so than ours are. So it's hard for us, I think, to imagine, what, you can smell cancer? You can smell someone when their blood sugar's going low? fact, at the University of Pennsylvania Working Dog Center, they are taking 1 drop of plasma from someone with ovarian cancer and mixing it with a drop of saline solution. They take that and they take 1 drop of that mixture, and the dog can detect that.
Gudovich says efforts are even ongoing to train dogs to detect ovarian cancer, which is a hard-to-detect cancer to begin with.
They will give the dog a test tube that has this in it, and as soon as the dog even acknowledges that test tube with her nose, the dog gets a treat. Acknowledge, treat. And so they're paying attention to this particular scent. And so that's paired with positive things, and then eventually they will train them to sit or lie down or whatever when they smell that. Then they'll compare it with, say, blood plasma that is not from someone with ovarian cancer, and they'll differentiate. And so that builds upon that.
From finding Parkinson's disease to diabetes to several different types of cancer, these trained dogs have proven invaluable to medical researchers who have been continually shocked by how accurately and precisely they can perform. Gudovich says the medical community is still trying to unlock the exact compounds in the body that these dogs are detecting.
Because what's happening is scientists then are using chemical analysis techniques to try to find out what is it the dogs are smelling, and they're feeding it back. They're using technology called GCMS, gas chromatography, magnetic spectrometry, which helps analyze the chemicals in the samples. And they're feeding it back saying, hey, doggy, is it this scent? And if the dog doesn't alert, they'll go back to the drawing board. And the bottom line is they're working to get a technology where maybe next time someone goes in to be screened for ovarian cancer, she will just have to breathe into a tube, and that eNose technology can say, maybe there's something here, let's get checked further, or no, you're good for another year. And that's thanks to the dogs. They want this technology to be non-invasive, inexpensive, available around the world, and very accurate. And there's a lot of hope there. Every place that's doing this research, that's the bottom line.
Dogs are always a happy sight to see anywhere, let alone a doctor's office. But unfortunately, not a practical solution for widespread application. Scientists are already hard at work on how to harness the power of a dog's nose and apply it to a new technological innovation.
There is actually a scientist, a researcher at MIT who's going a step beyond this, way beyond this. He wants smartphones to have this olfactory ability to be sniffing their person all the time, and one day there's going to be enough data in there to say, this scent that's coming off of you now has been associated with this kind of cancer or Parkinson's or whatever. You should get checked out.
Early detection is invaluable for the treatment of countless diseases, and dogs may prove to be the key, giving us one more reason to truly call them man's best friend. To find out more about Maria Gudovich and her new book, Dr. Dogs, How Our Best Friends Are Becoming Our Best Medicine, visit viewpointsradio.org. This segment is written and produced by Amira Zaveri. Studio production by Jason Dickey. I'm Marty Peterson.
Viewpoints returns in just a moment.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call this toll-free number right now. 800-279-0419. That's 800-279-0419. By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. Don't fight addiction alone. Their advisors are ready to take your call. Your future is still a bright place. The help you need could be one call away. 800-279-0419. That's 800-279-0419. This call is completely confidential, and if you have private insurance, there could be little to no cost to you. Even if you've already been to treatment, give us a call. There's no need to let addiction ruin your life. Take the first step now. Call your addiction team at 800-279-0419. That's 800-279-0419. Make the free call now. 800-279-0419. Your addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment centers and placement networks. Individual results will vary. Visit youraddictionteam.com/terms for more information.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you can donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-835-1478. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-835-1478. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher for donating. Call now, 1-800-835-1478. That's 1-800-835-1478.
Thank you for listening to Viewpoints Radio, a production of Media Tracks Communications. If you enjoyed this broadcast, please support our show by subscribing, sharing it with a friend, and leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. You can find more Viewpoints stories on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and viewpointsonline.net. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Viewpoints Radio.
Coming up on Viewpoints.
I'm not perfect. I will make mistakes, and it's okay to ask for help. Caregivers need care too.
The ups and downs of caring for a loved one. Then,
I love this country, but it's not a blind love. I do see problems.
Viewpoint speaks with one Swedish author about the global perception versus the reality of modern-day Sweden. I'm Marty Peterson.
and I'm Gary Price. These stories in depth on your public affairs magazine, Viewpoints.